And again, we sit back and allow this to happen and not challenge the World Bank and not challenge the NRBP and really come down and say, listen, it's either or. Because if you're not spending the money in this country, if you're not doing anything for it in this country, why are you in my country? Then you're more a problem than you're a solution. But who is bold enough to take that stand and say, you know what, World Bank? Thank you, but no thanks. I think it's time for you to depart and leave my country because you're no use to us here in St. Martin. No use. What have you done? Where is the money? And this is what I ask in terms of things being tangible. We have the same amount of roof repairs. Nothing is done. The lagoon is still the way it is with the wrecks in it. Nothing is done. Nothing is done. 27 schools needs to be fixed and repairs. Nothing is done. But in the meantime, the World Bank have already received $14.1 million in their services. $14.1 million in their services from that money for doing work in St. Martin. And I keep asking the question, where is the work? Where is the work that have been done in St. Martin? A procurement here and this, there, and that. But when are we going to say enough is enough? I've had enough of you. So you know, it brings us back again to this point. Are we a country or not? What are we? A country, autonomy, a colony? What are we? How are we describing ourselves? Because it's not working. And in the meantime, Oral, our people are suffering. In the meantime.
And then you fast forward now to COVID-19, and we're now in a precarious situation.
The money that came from the World Bank, what was the purpose for it? For rebuilding St. Martin better, for bringing us out of the situation that we have been in from Hurricane Irma. Here we are in COVID-19, and you know, I make this joke with some friends of mine because I think over in the Atlantic is as if we probably cut off a chicken head and paint 3 rocks white and put a cross on it and start to do chanting and say, Hurricane Irma, come to St. Martin, COVID-19, come and destroy St. Martin, as if we brought it on ourselves. You know, I think that's the impression that they get, that we ask it to come. No. We didn't ask it to come. We were doing well. We had a government that was operating and functioning well, had 2 balanced budgets, on the road for a 3rd balanced budget, and Hurricane Irma came. We wasn't asking the Dutch government for nothing. We wasn't begging anyone for anything. But let's fast forward to where we are today. Now here we are, COVID-19, closed down, shut down, economy is down. But yet, we have over 300 and something million sitting there that's supposed to be to help St. Martin, to promote, to move St. Martin, but you can't touch it for nothing COVID related. So what do we have? Is there something wrong with me? Because I don't get it, understand. And then we accepted the conditions, all the conditions, border control, integrity chamber, but we are still being dictated because every time there's another condition. Every time there's another condition for some that we already accepted for conditions. But I say this, Oral, I'm not blaming the Dutch government anymore. I'm not pointing my finger there anymore. It's on us because we keep accepting it. We keep taking it. And I am saying at this point is no better point now to challenge our autonomy. What does it mean to have this autonomy? What does it mean to so-called be a partner? Because I'm not feeling this partnership. But what is our proposal? What have we done? What have we negotiated? What are we saying that's in the benefit of our people? You can't hear it. You don't know what it is. And when you speak this way, what you get is, oh, why you don't sit down and talk this with your party? No, absolutely not. It has nothing to do with a party. It has to do with a government. And this is what people need to understand. We have a government. And not one party is in control of the government. So why must I sit and discuss? No, I'm not doing it. Absolutely not. The people have a right to know where we are going in this country. And if someone don't tell them where we are going, then all of us are lost collectively.
You know, I've noticed a shift in some people lately in the island. Some people who used to say St. Martin wasn't a colony are now afraid to say we're a colony.
What are we? But that's what we are. But that's what we are.
And one of the reasons
we don't have a Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Is that we don't.
Fiscally, we can't decide if our budget is to standard or not, because you have a safety, you have a controlling mechanism. You're still being controlled. And you're being controlled in the aspects that you need to move forward the most, which is your finances. They're controlling the finances. The safety is a stiff jacket in our government. We can't borrow. Why can't we borrow? How is it that you're a country and you can't borrow? And I always say, again, you know, oh, and if you can only borrow from the Dutch government, from the Netherlands. Why? And if I decided to deviate from that law and negotiate with someone else or some other entity, what is the penalty? What is ultimately going to be done to us? What?
Well, MP, the penalty is quite obvious, because many years ago, the leader of the Democratic Party went and did that with the Italian government and ended up in prison.
Yes, okay, but prison wasn't built for dogs. So if you're going to end up in prison for doing what is right for your people, then you took that stand as a leader. That's some of the consequences of that what can happen. Because you want to call yourself a leader. And if going to prison for doing the right thing for your people and your country, then go to prison.